There we go. Okay. And refresh. That means I'm going to have to click this one again. Okay. There we go. Need to shave. Oh well. Okay. Figure that out later, I guess. Donk, donk, donk. And optical drive. Okay, there we go. That and this one there. Okay. And of course, since that's on the other drive, it's going to take forever to boot up. Okay. Oh, that's good. We will set that up later. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's get started, shall we? Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Aniki Streams. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, Part 12 for January 3rd, 2017. Welcome to the new year, peoples. First stream of the new year. Couldn't make it on the first, but I think that's okay. So now let's try and remember where we were, shall we? We started a new case, and we ended up... Oh, it's been a while. We ended up taking Maya and Pearl to some special training center up in the mountains. And apparently it's super cold there. And let's see what else. There was a older lady named Bikini who looks like... Well, she's unconventional. Not that I'm one to talk. And she seemed really friendly and helpful and stuff. But we don't really know a whole lot about her, what, if anything, is going to be her significance in this story. But she was there. And then we also had a second older lady, Elise Dunham. Davonum. I don't know. I just call her Elise because screw her last name. Hello, Cat Snake. And she apparently writes children's books that Pearls is very familiar with. And unfortunately, she's the victim of this case. Really sucks. Because she seemed like a nice older lady. And then another strange another strange person, Iris, I believe her name was. And she looked exactly like Dahlia Hawthorne, except with black hair instead of red. So gotta figure out what's up with that. Oh, and then, of course, Larry Butt was in there. And don't know, he doesn't really have anything to do just yet. But maybe that'll be different. Maybe he'll actually provide some help this time. Oh, and I guess there was a fire in the little training area where Maya was, and it ended up burning the bridge, and we tried crossing it to get to her and make sure she was okay. And of course, because wood plus fire equals bad, we came crashing down. And I believe that is where we're starting off right now. So let's begin, shall we? All right. Date question, time question, location question. Ring, 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 phone call, ring, ring. Who could it be at this time of night? Beep. Yes, Edgeworth speaking.
Edgy, get up! It's an emergency, baby!
Huh? Larry, do you know what time it is?
It's not Larry, it's Lurie's!
Fuck you. It's nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and...
Wait, baby, don't hang up. It's an emergency. Ow! It's Nick. He took a nasty spill, baby.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be the first time, so...
I'm not joking, baby. His life is in danger. Ow!
What? What happened? Tell me.
Talk about a guy with bad luck, baby. He may already be dead. Ow! Anyway, you gotta come back. You're the only one that can help, baby. My beautiful Iris, baby. She needs help.
Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can.
About the detention center. Please, hurry! Ow!
Beep. It's been 1 year since I left the country. I thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion. As if I expected anything to change. So, yes, if you couldn't tell, I believe we are playing as Edgeworth this go-around. So. Oh, shit.
You late, Eddie. What took you so long, baby?
I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could.
Well, you should charter a fast one, baby. Anyway, just listen. Something happened to Miss Elise, and Nick is an Irish bikini.
What? Huh?
Say something, Eddie. Ah!
Before I came here, I stopped in at the hospital where Wright is. I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The murder victim was the picture book author Miss Elise Stoneham. She was found by Wright in the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest.
Yeah, baby. That's right. You got it. Ow! Well, they arrested her. My sweet little Iris, baby.
Here I was, convinced he was the one the police had arrested. Hello. Cat butt of the... First cat butt of the evening, and of the year on the stream. Well, we love him. Can I get a head bonk? Head bonk. Give me a head bonk, damn you. There, okay. However, I still don't understand what these two items are for.
What are you talking about, baby?
They're things Wright gave me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other... couldn't possibly be asking what I think he is. Could he?
I'm begging you, baby! Ursula's trial starts tomorrow! Ow! With Nick out of the picture, you're all I've got left, baby! You're the only one that can represent her! Ow!
What did you just say?
You know, represent, defend! What are you expecting, baby? What do you think I called you, anyway? Ow!
I'm a prosecutor, Larry, a prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who...
Don't talk to me like I'm a kid, baby. I graduated from junior high, you know? Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. Ow!
But I
heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before, baby.
Look at this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay.
Please, that's your baby. At least listen to Iris' side of the story. Ow!
So Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all.
Thank you for coming. My name is Iris.
Edgeworth, Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be any help, but I'll at least hear what you have to say about the murder.
Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Lurie said that he might even die.
Unfortunately, he will be fine. Are you moron? How could he say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed.
Thank goodness.
But he caught some kind of nasty cold.
A cold?
He's running a high fever and is drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman, I feel like I've met her before. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling you and I have met before.
It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple.
Hazakura Temple? What's that?
It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual power come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power.
Spiritual power? Did you go to that temple for that reason as well?
No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them.
In that case, what are you doing at the temple then?
I've committed some sins. Sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there, and why I continue to train, to purify my soul.
Okay. I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime.
Alright. I helped to clean up after dinner, and then I went back to my room about 8 o'clock. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10.
Bell?
We ring it at the same time each night.
I see. And then?
I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room and stayed there.
Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to?
I was frightened.
Frightened?
So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened.
There's more to her story, I just know there is. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder?
Yes.
However, you didn't go. Because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you frightened of? Hey, Bibbers.
Hey, Bibby!
What exactly were you frightened of?
Hmm?
Oh, great. Well, at least it's only 2 this time. What in the world?
Is there something wrong?
I'm sorry, it's nothing. It looks like she's not aware of them herself. These must be what Wright was talking about. The psycho locks. I believe he said that I need to present this Magatama item to do something. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to come back to that one. So do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night?
I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed.
Spiritual power?
Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example.
Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power.
Yes, I understand. Most people don't.
And I'm certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So, please, answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Dunham?
No, I'm not the one who took her life.
Those psycholock things aren't appearing. I suppose that can be... Or, I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying.
What's wrong?
I can't believe what I'm thinking. And here I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all that you can tell me.
Thank you very much for listening to my story.
I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you.
Me?
Yes, at the trial tomorrow. He asked me to defend you.
If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth, then I will gladly entrust my fate in your capable hands.
But before that, I have one question.
Yes?
Do you know Wright?
Well, why would you ask that? Whenever you came up in our conversation, he would begin to act a little strange. Mr. Edgeworth, are you his friend?
Friend? Well, in a sense, yes.
It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him.
You deceived him?
I heard that he was in a lot of pain after what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again.
Oh, excuse me.
I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth.
Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. And until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth. I promise.
Very well. I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. That's enough information gathering for now. I should head to the crime scene. Okay. February 8th, Dusky Bridge. Sure is cold, alright. So, this is it. Dusky Bridge. Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see. It's been about a year, or has it been longer? It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling around up here. Oh, ouch. There was a sharp left jab. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth. Let me guess, you were transferred into another section of work? A good choice. The vast amount of nothing up here must be quite easy to guard. I heard you were back in the country and arranged to come all the way out here. And everybody was real nice. They even let me take charge of the investigation, sir. Gumshoe indeed. Like gum on your shoe, he's impossible to get rid of. I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime scene, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Dick Gumshoe, reporting for duty. Great. Thank you, Detective. Thought Prosecutor Godo was gonna get here before me. That guy's a real mystery, I tell you. Prosecutor Godo? Just got back into the country, so I don't really know much about this case. It's simple. Well, simple as... well, simple as simple does, as they say. Oh, you've got no idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. Witness? Yeah, that bikini lady. Bikini lady? Here? On this freezing cold mountain? Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. And there's Nazi Buns. Here he comes. So much love. And yet he doesn't have a pair of panties to share with us. Ozzy, why do you not have pairs of panties? Or socks? You like pairs of panties and socks? You're also blocking the way. I think you enjoy this. Oh, God, there's... Yeah, oh, God. You need to wipe your asshole, buddy. The Aussie. Can I help you? Okay, well, anyway. Oh, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. I may have to talk to this bikini lady. I mean, decisive witness myself. So, this is the bridge that Wright fell through? Yep, can't imagine that being that reckless myself. Look before you cross is how it goes, right? Or was that leap? And is there something on the other side? Yeah, a bunch of chickens. Don't know how they got there. Yeah, some old building they call the Inner Temple. But we can't get over there without a bridge, sir. What? Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. But someone at the Inner Temple someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training and now they're stuck there. Yes, I heard that from Wright. It's Maya Fey. Oh no, her again? Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't do an aerial extraction. No one's gonna be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir. Will she be alright in this cold? So, how did this bridge burn down anyway? We're almost 100% sure it was lightning. Lightning? Okay. So, who is this Prosecutor Godo? I've never heard of him. Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but nobody can say a bad word about the guy. What kind of man is he? He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good. If he's so good, how is it that I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case? You bet he is. After all, you-know-who is right in the middle of it. You-know-who? Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godo has really got it in for Mr. Wright. No? Yeah, he seems to have some kind of grudge. And what would be the cause of this grudge? Maybe he made fun of his mask or something. I don't know that this is making any sense. I'd better look into this Godo myself. You're telling me the bridge caught on fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning? Yep, last night it snowed up. It snowed for the first time in 3 days. It's a little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, the lightning definitely struck. Weather data added to the court record. I see. This is a very detailed weather report, and almost too detailed. Even has the exact time that the lightning struck the bridge. Oh, we got that information from the witness's testimony. Someone actually saw the lightning hit the bridge? Who is this witness? ... Sorry, I'll go ask one of the local cops later, sir. Well, that was useless. Okay, actually, why don't we look at this weather data? Eagle Mountain weather data for February 7th, snow with occasional lightning strikes. 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dusty Ridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. At least it went out. Okay, well, I guess we go to the main gate. February 8th, how's the Dakota Temple main gate? Yo, what took you so long, baby? I'm so cold my brain started to shiver. Ow! I know it was a mistake to race back to this country. What do you mean, baby? It's going to be fine, and this case itself isn't anything unusual. And I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder. Hey, wait a second. Hold it. Objection! What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and now we're married. What kind of lame excuse is that, baby? And you call yourself a defense attorney? Ow! Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor, and that's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney, just sounds plain old weird, pal. Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore.
Dude, Edgy, I don't see you for a couple years, baby. And your heart turns to shiver. Ow!
I'd say more like sorbet. It is rather cold here.
I didn't murder her. Someone else did, baby. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one. Ow!
Never the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do what I can to prove her innocence. At least until I can pass the baton to Wright, that is. Well, I guess we gotta talk with him.
Man, I'm telling you, baby, ours is so cute. Ow! Alright, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? Ow! What's wrong, baby? Why are you so quiet?
To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent?
Come on! Girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer! Ow!
Hello, Jack. Again with the cat snake, but the cat snake is going away. Okay, and there he goes. I was right after all. I should never have come back.
No, don't worry, baby. I see things for hell they really are this time. Honest.
I had a penny for every time he said that.
It's just that, well, that's a delicate flower, baby. You can't force things too much. You know what I mean? Ow!
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry.
Forget it, baby. I didn't say anything.
Larry, where were you and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry.
What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it? Ow!
What?
Get lost, baby. Get back on your charter jet and get out of my sight, you creep. And I hope your plane crashes and you die. Ow!
I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? Okay. As I suspected, a psycho lock.
Sorry, man. You know me, I just don't remember, baby. My short-term memory is wrecked, dude. Ow!
Okay, well, let's go into the main hall. February 8th, Hazakura Temple, main hall. Hey, hello there. So how are you feeling?
Alright, I suppose. Huh? Who is this?
My name is Miles Edgeworth.
My. A handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome. If the circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just...
Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you. IG? Or IJ? I don't get it. Anyway. But I'm looking for a woman in a bikini.
Well, yeah, found her. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis.
If you ask nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She is the witness. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps getting cut. Nyerg, my stomach is already growling in protest.
So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris?
Well, first, I want to hear what you know. So, let's talk. Night of the crime. First, I'd like to ask you about last night.
Well, last night we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple.
She must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that?
I suppose it was 9 o'clock when we left here. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. Channeling Dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch.
Wow, you're right. That does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Sometime around 11 o'clock, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard, but your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here?
While you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Woohoo!
Nyerg, I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. You get the chills pretty easy, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, okay. Alright then, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard.
Must have been past 11. No, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart.
Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie.
I saw two people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back with a sword.
Did you see this criminal with your own eyes?
I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was Iris.
You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was. Try putting yourself in her shoes. Be like if you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of the courtroom, and I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too.
I know it sounds so insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed, and then I passed out.
Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid.
However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural.
Unnatural?
The girl I know simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness.
I wonder what she means by that. As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I know I might look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back.
Bad lower back?
Yes, it's especially bad in the winter. So bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? My bad back felt as stiff as frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall.
So you left the disciple all alone?
Don't be ridiculous. I would never do that. That's why I ordered Iris to stay at the inner temple after she had rung the bell for the lights out.
Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? Does head nun even see Iris? I think I'd try to get some more details. So, who is this acolyte that was to train at the inner temple?
Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say. And after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course.
Special course?
It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times.
You don't mean to tell me she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you?
No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night we still hadn't started the training session itself.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, dear, there's one thing I forgot to tell you.
Uh-oh, I don't think I like the sound of this.
Do you know that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's little sister.
Maya's a little sister? Oh, you mean Little Pearl. That's Maya Fey's cousin. Little Pearl?
I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after cleaning up dinner. But I haven't seen her at all since late last night. She's nowhere to be found.
You mean she was with the victim?
It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back.
A little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone. As they say, the plot thickens. Okay. Is that something new? I think so. There are more Inza cushions in the corner of the room. What's that white piece of paper sticking out from under that stack? Beats me. Do you mind checking that for me, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like an old manila envelope.
Yeah!
What is it, Detective? This could be it. An ultra-important clue. A super special clue. I suppose I should read it myself, then. Looks like it's a letter addressed to Sister Gumshoe. The Thick Plottons, yes, exactly. Tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall, unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sounds like a blackmail letter. Note to Iris added to the court record. Nice going there, Mr. Edgeworth. Why can't I ever find clues like that? You're an ultra-important prosecutor, a super-duper prosecutor. Well, I suppose it takes a super-duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this. Ouch. Okay. Well, let's investigate the crime scene. February 8th, Hazakura Temple Courtyard. And this is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. Thanks, Detective. I'll just have a look around. Looks like the police are still investigating. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really going to defend that nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitments. Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Gotta make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. Don't worry about it, Detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own. Roger, sir. I know exactly what you're saying. Very well, Detective. Thankfully, his diarrhea of the mouth is permanent. The victim is the famous picture book author, Miss Elise. Her entire past, up until she won the writing award last year, is a total mystery. It's hard to believe in this day and age you can still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. The murder weapon? The victim was found skewered with a giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. Yes. The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. Bruises are consistent with falling from a height of a two-story building. A two-story building? That would be about the same height as that room in the front of us, correct? Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. Just happens to be the room that Elise was staying in. Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword? Autopsy report added to the court record. Now then, Detective, let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple right after dinner was finished. Yeah, any day now, game. 10 p.m. after ringing the bell for lights out, Iris went into the inner temple. When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. If you want more details, you should ask Bikini herself in the main hall. Inner Temple, huh? I'd like some more information about that place. Trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? I'm pretty sure it's that Goto guy, but nobody can get a hold of him, so they're looking for a replacement. What do you mean? It's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Wright caught a cold and won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in court in the role of defense lawyer. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you should... Here. Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is going to be that judge. Yes, you certainly would remember my face, even after such a long absence. That's why I requested another judge preside over the case. We only met each other once. There's a good chance you won't remember me at all. Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? So no need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I had no idea you had such powerful string to pull. Oh no. $20 says it's Francisca from the last game. What is the inner temple that Maya's supposedly training at? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the Alkalites. It's on the other side of Dusky Bridge. The bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of the bridge beside the inner temple? Nope, not a thing. Nothing? The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there. So the only thing there is the inner temple. I hear it's not the kind of place a person could survive in. Please be alright, Maya. Let's see. Let's examine the staff, shall we? What's this? It looks like a wizard's staff. That belongs to the victim, Miss Elise. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen, this is just between us, okay, sir? Yes, what? This is top secret stuff. Don't tell anyone about this. Alright. The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. That's it. That's what you wanted to tell me. That's it. And this staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. Like paper mache. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. Victim staff added to the court record. Well, what about the murder weapon? So the sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon? Sure is. It's called a shichishito, by the way, sir. Nasty piece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is victim's blood? I hope this isn't Chris's blood. Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, our fingerprints all over the hilt of the shichishito, too. Fingerprints? Naturally, they missed the prints from the young nun, the defendant. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon? What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for Wright? Is this what it's like to be a defense lawyer? Yeah, I figure it doesn't feel really good. To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health. Shichishito added to the court record. Okay. Well, wonder if we can get more information from Iris about that inner temple. February 8th, Hazakura Temple, main gate. I don't see Larry anywhere. Maybe we scare the poor kid away. His heart was shut tight with a psycho lock. I guess I'll have to look for him now. I want a thorn in my side. Yeah, screw it. I don't wanna. Nope, shit. Nope. Nope. Main gate. Move. Suspension bridge. Move. Detention center. There we go. February 8th, Detention Center. Visitor's room. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I need to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that I... Iris, please remember. I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. Okay, Inner Temple. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Miss Elise with the sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well.
What?
When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet, Sister Bikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night.
But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night.
It looks like she's unwilling to tell me the whole truth. Wonder if I'll find the answers I'm looking for if I break those psycho locks. Well, let's give it a shot, shall we? Bunk. I was frightened. Do I? Oh, wait, no. Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night?
Yes, I swear. I already told you that.
Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened.
That's right.
If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what frightened you so much that you couldn't even leave your own room?
Take that!
Wow, completely different take that. Anyway, I found this in the main hall. It is addressed to you.
That's...
Well, Iris,
Why are you glaring at me like that?
you were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you, isn't that correct?
Ah!
Was it the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Oh well, I don't suppose it matters either way.
But Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes?
I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me.
Prank?
Well, yes. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it that would cause me any grief.
I wonder about that.
Sister Bikini is like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her.
No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there's one person you didn't want your secret told to. But is Phoenix Wright? Phoenix Wright. You mean something to Wright, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say?
I should have expected as much, especially from a friend of his.
Okay, well, that wasn't too hard.
After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it.
What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions?
It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge.
A small shack, huh?
It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near.
Where is it on this map?
It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge. The reality is, to get to the Inner Temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought that such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall. I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't want to think about it at all.
So is this a secret that you locked away in your heart?
Yes.
Looks as though I may have to visit this heavenly hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night?
Yes, that's exactly right.
There's this testimony added to the court record. Trial starts tomorrow. I promise you, I will win. I'm gonna win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret.
But it's pointless.
Why would you say that?
Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am.
Oh, okay, that was incredibly vague, so let's move on. Now to Heavenly Hall. February 8th, Heavenly Hall. This is Larry's house. Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? Still better than the view from my apartment, though. Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective.
Oh! Why? Why does this always happen, baby? Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. Ow! I'm gonna chase one of them to Tibet. Next it's gonna be prison, I guess. I'll steal that detective's wallet. That'll get me locked up for sure, baby. Nah, I can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck.
He's just talking to himself.
Shh. Be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that, baby. I blew it again. Ow!
Done that? What did he do, I wonder? Hey, you! What about what you just said? I got an objection.
What the? Hey, Jim! You dirty rat, baby!
Come sure you oaf. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed with my pointer finger. You've watched too many trials. I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. What have you got to say for yourself? Bonk. What is this little shack, anyway?
Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday, baby.
And why were you down here in the first place?
Come on, baby. I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. Ow! This is a great little place. It's artistic, baby. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse, baby.
Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal. One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up and disturb you here.
So can I get you something to drink, baby? Some hot water, baby?
He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir.
Listen to me, Edge, baby. Gotta do this. You've gotta save Iris. Ow!
Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute?
Watch your mouth, baby. Anyway, I made up my mind about it. Ow! I'm gonna marry that girl, baby.
Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked that girl to marry you?
No, not yet, baby. But I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. Ow! She's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold look, baby. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. Ow! He'd never imagined I could marry such a beautiful girl like that, baby.
Something tells me he would be shocked indeed.
That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous, baby. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt?
What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If we really want to know the answer to that, we're gonna have to drag him onto the witness stand. Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night?
Oh man, don't you have anything else to talk about, baby? That kind of attitude, you'll never be as a ladies' man like me. Ow! Okay, chill out, baby. Those scary eyes. I got it. If you really want to know, baby, last night, saw something incredible, baby.
Something incredible? Okay.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that now, baby. Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Ow! Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water, baby.
I just need to realize that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him. Okay, well, now let's see if we can Magatama him to death.
Take that!
Night of the crime. Alright, now you're gonna tell me what you really saw that night.
Oh, you're really upset, aren't you, Itchy? Okay, I'll talk, baby.
Huh? That was a bit too easy.
Anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it, baby. Around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering, baby. I've been sleeping. I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went wide. Ow! Like I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend Naomi, baby.
And then...
It was on fire. The bridge was on fire, baby.
Dusky Bridge caught on fire? Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes?
Hey, why you give me an evil eye, baby? I'm telling the truth. Ow!
There are still 3 Psycholocks remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen?
What do you say? What do you mean, baby?
What do you mean, what do I mean? Just answer the question.
I was in my own room, by the main hall, baby. Where else would I be? Ow!
As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. Problem, I suspect, lies there.
There? What do you mean by that, baby?
It's possible for you to have seen lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room. No, that would probably be... No. Yeah. Probably this.
Take that!
This is the map of the area. Take a look at around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple.
What am I looking for, baby?
I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees and it's impossible to see the bridge from here.
What? Why didn't you tell me that before, baby?
Well, how about it?
How about what, baby?
Do you feel like talking now?
About what, baby?
Looks like it won't be that easy after all. Leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You went in your room at the temple, so then where were you?
You don't know that I wasn't in my room. Ow!
So where was Larry and why was he there? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning strike Dusky Bridge was from here.
Take that!
The place you saw the lightning strike was from, naturally, Heavenly Hall.
Why would I be hanging around in this old shack, baby? It's freezing cold. There's no electricity, and it can fall apart at any minute. Ow!
Larry, how do you know that, anyway? How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet.
Ah! Uh-oh.
In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. Okay.
I have to admit, I'm impressed, baby. You're in a totally different league from Nick. Ow!
And Katie Butt. That's nice. Now tell me, what were you doing in this cold little shack last night?
That what I call a fait accompli.
I think you mean a fait d'accueil. Could it be you were waiting for someone?
No! You really are one scared, guy. You know that, baby?
I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. Well, it'd probably have to be Iris.
Take that!
There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. Told you before.
I told you before, baby. Don't call me Larry.
Person you were waiting for was Iris.
No, suddenly felt cold all over, baby.
No doubt because of my chilly glare. Can I help you, Jack? I like pop filter. It tastes like cloth.
So, you think I got the hots for the Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence, baby? Got something that proves I was waiting for? Or are you just guessing? Oh!
This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here's the evidence that you were waiting for Iris.
Take that!
Here's your evidence. You called her to this spot with a pathetic blackmail letter.
Oh, hey, give that back, baby! You're embarrassing me. Oh! What are you doing with it anyway, baby?
It's not important. I misjudged you, Larry.
What do you mean, baby?
Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh! Oh!
First of all, what's this top of the letter here? It says salutation here.
No, 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 don't eat. That's bad. Well, that's what it said in that book. Letter writing for dummies, baby.
No. Sorry you had to see that. Yes, okay. Anyway, you're not supposed to actually write that. That's where you're supposed to write Dear Iris.
What? I'm so sorry!
Unlock successful. Yay. Record. Wait a minute. What does it say? Check. Salutation here. Oh. Okay, I overlooked that. Not the crime. So, you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, were you not, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you?
Sorry, Edgy, baby.
Sorry doesn't cut it, you scumbag, threatening a young lady like that.
No. Wait, hold up, baby.
What now, pal?
What are you talking about? What threatening stuff, baby?
I'll tell you what, you tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal.
What do you mean, threaten? We're not threatening her, baby.
Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact.
Give me a break. It's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love, baby?
What did you just say?
My love for her burns so high, it can melt all the snow on this mountain. Ow!
Oh? Then what is the secret you mentioned?
Come on, Edgy, baby. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between her and me, baby. Obviously, she wouldn't know. Obviously, she wouldn't want that old lady bikini to know about it, right? Oh! About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair, baby.
Alright, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like manila envelope?
Give me a break, baby. It's not like my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Yeesh.
And why were you so quick to apologize, pal?
It's because Edgy gave me a scary look with his. Oh! What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
That's it? That's all those huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive.
Well, I don't know either, baby. Guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me, baby. Hey, come on. Don't let it get you down. Oh!
But, Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's still hiding something, I know it. What do you mean, detective? Don't forget what this guy said just a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry.
Oh, what, baby? You're looking at me all like $100 that just found a bone. Oh!
What is this something incredible you saw last night? You're gonna tell me, Larry, one way or the other.
I already told you, didn't I, baby? Saw a lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Oh!
Yes, and I believe it was an incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true.
What doesn't, baby?
That's all there is to your story. Your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Yes, Larry, I believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning.
What? When? Where? Huh?
Hey, what do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Oh, come on. No. What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again?
Why glare at me like I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning, baby?
Just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, just have to drag him to the witness stand. Okay. Yes, Jack. You're cute, and you're cuddly, and you're a kitty, and I love you. No, you leave that alone. Okay, well, I guess we can try another one. Hopefully it won't be too long. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Oh my, Mr. Larice feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not, and in any case, whatever it is that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today?
No, I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. Really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well, then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry, I've taken the necessary steps.
You have?
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe in until the bitter end. That's what a friend of mine told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth.
You may pass judgment on me from the defendant's chair. You are the one to decide whether or not I am able to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
February 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Wow. Oh no, it's the blonde judge. Let's see if I can remember this voice, shall we?
Court is now in session for the sister, her trial of Sister Hazakura Temple.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
The defense doesn't seem to appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case.
Indeed.
I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem that his case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. The court defines the defendant.
Oh no. Yep, I was right.
The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting Prodigy. But von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma? Legends are a thing of the past. I'm von Karma. That is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't. But I'm sure, once before in this courtroom. Jack! I told you there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such things in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip.
You don't?
Prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
See you brought your flair for the histrionic.
Allow me to add the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah. Stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham.
Fatality.
Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in the picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There is no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as defense attorney.
Witness, state your name and occupation, please. But hold on there. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for witnesses with bad backs.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Okay.
Once again, your name and occupation, please. Lil Mo me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. Got a bikini. Nice to meet everyone. ... But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ah! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. Yep, you want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let's just hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh?
Okay. Night of the murder.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Kazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I need a long, hot soak.
Excuse me.
It was just after I finished. Just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you can say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? ... Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Night of the murder. Training in the Ember Temple. Except... No, not that, not that. Iris's testimony. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, a head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. Discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No, she said that? The defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
That's odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Yeah! All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me and you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination.
I was hoping to follow with the training in the Ember Temple, but she was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights-out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, the defendant couldn't have been wearing this very hood.
Well.
Wow. She didn't need crates, huh? It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Keeps buffering and I can't tell if it's you or me, huh? Well, Shit. Yeah. Well, we'll give it a little bit, see if, and let me know if it keeps doing it. I'll try and keep an eye on the preview that I have. Anyway,
Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile of surplus of hoods, eh? Ishnan is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. Blah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. Seeds of doubt.
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the Inner Temple.
The seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath.
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I would return to the Inner Temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me singing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that.
This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Okay, Jack is pinging. No, where? There it is. Stone back. Nope, after death. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report?
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
That's right. It says after death right here.
Scene the witness claims to have seen as contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on and take a 10-foot fall?
Yeah. Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in a room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of her window down onto the courtyard below.
Are there any signs of a struggle in Miss Elise's room?
Mm-mm.
She was stabbed with the sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Well, no traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there is no blood in the room, then your claim that... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, and as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. You've come back to the conclusion, then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Order, order, order. I must admit this is a probable version of events.
Expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the truth, please. Witness, please remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me all out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip?
Oh boy. All right, all right.
Excuse me. Further details.
When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mr. Kami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strives for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it is splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-fleckled clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well?
It seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further? Yeah, sure, why not? Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Witness, you will add the statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine. So the incident is smoothly drawn out. Wait a minute. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
What do you mean? Please explain yourself.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I choose to. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here. This sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt. Well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
You also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop from the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shichito...
The shichito.
Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction.
You've still got more.
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way... If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Yeah.
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No. Ah. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can manage maybe one, if that. But what does that all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but...
Having come this far, there can only be one answer.
That is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shichishito.
What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Man, I missed that.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Mr. Kami was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. This is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the shichishito was the murder weapon.
Order. Ah! So maybe the shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. I just realized how jaundiced that dude's eyes are when he does the...
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? ...
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Wait a minute, didn't I? Let me see the crime scene photo again. Oh, okay.
Anyway, answer the question, Miss Von Karma. ... No evidence of the kind was found. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial with a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... it was just over there.
What exactly are going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen?
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it would be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 during using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. A snowmobile there, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Tax photo added to the record. That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of a murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
One second. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, why is there only one set of tracks?
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at this river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory? The idea that the snowfall tracks covered one set of tracks. Tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karmer, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by the snow.
Yeah.
If it was still snowing, her body would be covered in snow.
Ultimately, it comes down to one point, that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is
incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is?
The victim herself, Miss Elise. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why.
Nyerg.
In other words, if the killer really did go out to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks.
Yeah. Order, just what are you? Yeah,
Just what are you suggesting?
just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. At night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were headed for Dusty Bridge. At the time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were gone.
And when the person returned to Hazakura Temple, snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
Snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side on the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to the Hazakura temple, I didn't see anything near the Dusky Bridge. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible.
Order in the court. What does this all mean? Nyerg.
So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. ...
I think we've arrived at this point due to the witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. Well then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to have seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may have well gone wandering about on that subarctic night. Your Honor, I actually have an idea. There may be one individual able to help us.
Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Well, that would have to be Larry Butts.
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deluxe. Jean-Luc Deluxe. Kite, obnoxious French painting.
This is Larry Butts, the student of the victim, at least Denham.
Her student? Interesting. Why was he wandering on the night of the murder?
That's... I could tell him all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this court.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately. ... I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm gonna get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Okay, interesting. And a bit of a cliffhanger, I would say. So we shall continue this on Thursday. Let me save first. Pause, save. Okay. Alright, so interesting trial. We have Inspector Cabanella, Special Investigation Units, Prodigy, to once again put on the stand. And not terribly sure if Bikini was a reliable witness or an unreliable witness. Parts of it say that it was an unreliable witness. Part of it says that she was reliable. The fingerprints were on the weapon, but the accused was nowhere near, and we've proven that there's no way she could have gotten there or back. And there was a snowmobile that had moved, probably by Larry for one reason or another. And so we have a mystery on our hands, and we shall solve that Thursday at 7 p.m. That is -5 GMT. It is 8:46 p.m., so you can adjust your schedules accordingly, and we shall see you then. Until then, thank you, Red Rock, for showing up, and that was it. I'm kind of surprised I didn't see a Bob Zombie or anyone else pop in, but oh well, it's the start of a new year. Maybe we'll get some new people, shall we? Until then, thank you once again to my Ozzy and my cat Snake, and thank you. Until next time, be well, do good work, and keep in touch. Later.